Folks, welcome to the Week Ahead Commentary. This is Robert Desmond. It is Sunday, September the 18th. I can't believe already, 2011. Folks, let's begin with where I left off with my members on Thursday. I sent out my Contrarian commentary Thursday night to them, and I mentioned, amongst other things, that we needed to be careful that the Dow Jones Industrials was bumping up against resistance at this declining upper band of its downtrend line. Now, this in here is a pennant formation, which is a fantastic formation, and I warned that you were seeing declining up volume, which is very, very scary once you get up into a resistance area, because you need up volume to break through that resistance, because there are sellers in here. Note this topping tail in here. There are people that bought here that just want to get out. They want to get back to even. And they're going to sell into any strength because their psychology is messed up. They bought wrong and they're going to sell wrong. So on Friday, what we saw was rising up volume, which is bullish. It's a good thing. But I have my reasons as to why this market has some questionable doubt on its ability to continue heading higher. Now, my thesis is that one of the main reasons why we saw a rally in the markets on last week was due to the fact that you had, for number one, you had Treasury Secretary Tim Geithner over in Europe dictating to them how they should issue more stimulus, or issue stimulus, a la the United States, which we did in Obama's stimulus, a $700 billion waste. QE1 failed, QE2 failed. Now you have Tim Geithner, the tax cheat, over in Europe, telling them that they should do the same thing. And to the Europeans' credit, they said, are you nuts? Go back home. But what you saw last week, which was Geithner being the cause, and the effect was a rally, a decline in the US dollar, which sparked a rally off of a support level on the Dow Jones, on the S&P 500, etc. Even the banks did okay. So, although my guess here is that we might see some further weakness on the US dollar, I do not believe that this rally in the US dollar is over as of yet. Even though Tim Geithner, when he was over in Europe and was basically given the middle finger by the Europeans, he promised them that we would continue to print money, print US dollars, and now buy euros. So now the United States is in the business of supporting the European Union. The jobs bill, quote-unquote jobs bill, that our incompetent president, with all due respect, put forth the other day, is in dollar terms greater in size than the entire deficit of Greece. We could buy Greece right now with his proposed package. But why are the Europeans so messed up? Why is what we're doing bound to fail? It's bound to fail because there are no private sector jobs in Greece. You may have the guy that is grilling up octopus for the visitors, tourists, down in Mykonos. That's a private sector job. Those in the private sector in Greece, although they have tax laws, nobody collects the taxes. So how can you have everybody working for the government? You have no official tax authority that can go out there and bring in revenue for the government. How do you ever expect that formula, that recipe for governing, managing your economy to work? It's going to fail. And what we're doing now is going to fail as well. So, where are we now? As screwed up as we are, we're not as screwed up as the Europeans are. Because you have 17 different governments trying to come up with one opinion. Politics is going to trump policy any day. So trying to get that mishmash of socialism under one flag is going to be a nightmare. So you had this beautiful consolidation area here. I put out a note to members weeks ago. I said, watch out for these bottoming tails. The stock market was rallying. Watch out for these bottoming tails here on the US dollar, because what you're seeing is a W formation setting up, a tight consolidation phase, and if we break out above 75.45, you're going to see a continued rally in the US dollar, which we did. What happened? The stock market sold off, because anybody that knows, they watch my videos or remember the Contrarian Trader, they know that the US dollar, which, and this is not historical, this is only in recent years, and this is what I always say, perverse. As the US dollar rallies, the stock market declines, because of our multinationals' dependency on the weak US foreign dollar to make our goods and products competitive overseas. Has that always been the case? No, it hasn't. But as of right now, and I hope this changes in the coming years, the stock market goes contrary to the US dollar. So you had a correction in the US dollar last week. What happened? The stock market rallied. My guess is here that we're going to either A, continue further down to test this resistance level here at the 75.50 level, or B, either A or B, consolidate in this range here and then proceed higher against the euro. My guess is within a year, year and a half, there'll be parity against the euro, especially if it's perceived that the Obama administration is history. If it's perceived that Obama is going to be out of office, you're going to see a rally in the US dollar, and possibly short-term, a correction in the stock market. But as tax policies are known to be changing under a new government, we either restructure our existing tax code in favor of a flat tax of some sort, and we are able to repatriate the trillions, yes, trillions of dollars abroad that can't come home because it'll be taxed to death right now. You're going to see the stock market rally like you've never seen it before. So as of this day, the 18th of September, although the stock market is weak and will probably get weaker, I am becoming more bullish, because I am not looking 6 months down the road. I am looking a year, year and a half down the road, and what's setting up to occur. You're going to need a failure of some big banks over in Europe. My contrarian opinion, that's bullish, because you need to see some failures. The governments of the United States and the governments in Europe are unwilling to see failure. In years past, companies were allowed to fail. That's no longer allowed. You need to see companies fail again. And in the Europeans' case, you need to see countries fail. The short-term pain is worth the long-term gain. That's the only way we're going to get out of this muck that we're in right now. Or else we're going to be Japan. And nobody wants that. USAK trucks. I touched upon this in my last video, as a matter of fact, on YouTube. I brought it up as a potential oversold trade, very, very short term. Then I wanted to short it and possibly get long. There's no shorts in this stock. There's really no catalyst for a short covering rally. So I didn't do either. I didn't get long it, although it did have a slight pop. I didn't short it. I'm just going to wait till it gets down to my price target, which should have a 5 handle on it. So I see a considerable, on a percentage basis, further downside on USAK trucks. And you might be saying, why, Bob? You know, it's got an RSI of 18.74. My Technical Analysis for Dummies book told me that, and I'm sorry, folks, I kid about this a lot, but I have a lot of people that email me. They rely upon what they hear on websites or from these books that they read about technical analysis. When the RSI goes below 30, I'm supposed to buy it. Now, I hate these books because they're written by morons for people that are just learning. They try to oversimplify a fairly complex topic. So, yeah, should you begin to look, I think 30 is far too, if you're going to do short-term trading, you need an RSI of 20 or below before it even interests me. I won't even talk about it. So, in this case here, now it's becoming somewhat interesting. It's got an 18.74 handle on the RSI. Somewhat interesting, but just when you think, take a look at this daily chart here. Back here, for those people that just use candlesticks, they would have said, oh, look at these bottoming tails here. It's ripe for a rally. They would have been right. But if they didn't take their profits quickly, they would have gotten burned because it broke down. Stocks that are oversold and rally tend to break down and disappoint even further. You have an RSI here of 18.74. If you would have bought, just to get back to my previous point, if you would have followed those books and bought this stock when the RSI went below 30, you would have bought right here at the end of this day on this big breakdown. You would have bought there. And you'd be sitting with a massive, massive loss on your hands because a book oversimplified a very complex topic. You need to use the RSI, the stochastics, the candlesticks, volume, all in concert. It's like an orchestra of indicators. And if you do not do that, you are doomed to see losses. And if you did not set a stop loss just under this 7.37 level, you'd be sitting with a big loss today. And it's my opinion that USAK is heading lower. So if you want to know when we're going to get involved with USAK, and more than likely we are, because I think there is some positives to this, there are some positives to this stock, join the 14-day free trial offer. I'm going to probably be involved with the stock by mid next week to late next week. You have 14 days for me to be right or wrong. If I'm wrong, cancel. If I'm right, you made money. You can still cancel. Take advantage of me. I don't care. But I don't think you're going to cancel because I have a high retention rate and I feel confident in just saying, you know what, sign up. If you don't like me, cancel. If you cancel by the end of the 14 days, then we're not meant for each other. Just cancel out, please. I don't want you to follow a contrarian trading theory that's not right for you. You need to sleep at night. So let's take a look at the 30-minute. Actually, this is a weekly chart. Real quick on this one here. Not much to talk about. You have bottoming tails here. Some people watch the weekly charts, which is fine. But we had a breakdown here. I don't believe this bottoming tail here is going to mean much. I think we're headed lower on USAK. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart, which is an intraday chart. I usually use this for final buy setup trades. And you can see that we have a previous support here at $6.88. I think we're going to blow right through that. I think we're going to head lower. And we might see my buy point hit on USAK further than many might anticipate. I think it's going to be a fairly quick sell-off. And let's get to my macro view on the market. We're looking, and I'll just touch upon this trade. We were adding to TZA. TZA puts you 3 times short of IWM / the Russell 2000 index. Now, we were buying TZA for a few months, and it traded sideways to down while we built our position, and we had this extremely big rally. We made a lot of money on this, my members and I. I sent out alerts all throughout here, buying it, adding more position of the TZA. We had this W formation here. We completed our buys, and we had this huge, huge rally. And we began to take profits up here once we saw this topping tail kick in. And we're pretty much out of TZA right now. I sent out an alert a couple of weeks ago now that I wanted to get back long of TZA if we hit 37.50. We only got down to 38.26. I was hoping it would overshoot a little bit. It didn't, so as of right now, I didn't get involved with this last rally higher on the TZA when they had that last sell-off in the markets. But I am looking to get long of TZA again if what I believe is setting up is going to happen in the marketplace. So if you're interested in getting long the TZA, USAK, I will be sending out alerts to my members. I will not be posting them until I'm done with those trades, or unless the trade is already in progress. I have to have respect for my members and provide them value. So I won't be posting them until after the trade is done, and I'll even talk about the trade and why we got involved with it. But TZA is added to our watch list again. We've had great success with it in the past. Hopefully have more success with it in the future. And USAK remains on our watch list. And that's pretty much it, folks. Have a great trading week. Please take advantage of the 14-day free trial offer. Subscribe to my YouTube channel or go to my website. Subscribe. Put your email address in to get the Contrarian report on the weekends. And I will talk to you soon. If you have a question, shoot me an email. Have a great trading week. Bye-bye.